So now we'll talk a little bit on post-workout nutrition. And this is an area that I just a really hot topic right now in the sports nutrition world. And it's called many different things, but one thing is called the glycogen window. And so basically after your workout, these muscle fibers are really torn after a really tough workout. But you can see on the outside of this muscle the fibers that are on there. And so during a tough workout, maybe you're doing a strength and conditioning workout, or maybe it's just a really tough floor exercise, something like that. These muscle fibers literally can tear or fray. And that's the point of a good hard workout, that we've stressed these muscles, we've broken them down, and now it's time for them to rebuild, and so the athlete can become better and stronger. So to do that, they will repair naturally. We can really enhance that process by having some kind of recovery nutrition, and we'll get to what that looks like, but I still want to kind of explain the importance of it. So the 3 R's are something to consider, and that's what is so important with this. So the 3 R's are repair, replenish, and rebound. So we'll repair those muscle fibers that are torn. We will replace glycogen stores that were lost during the workout. So this is an hour and a half, 2-hour workout or practice, then they're definitely losing some glycogen or muscle fuel. So we're going to replace that. And then we rebound. Those muscles will rebound stronger than they were before if we can take advantage of this window. So, like I said, you generally have about 30 minutes when those muscle cells are really open. I think of it as kind of like a Pac-Man mouth, that right after a workout, you stick food in there, and that Pac-Man mouth of those muscles just eats that food up and puts it into those muscles where it needs to be. But much past 30 minutes, that little mouth kind of starts to close, and they're not able to absorb as much. So just a really important topic to think about if your gymnasts are coming to you, maybe having them bring something, and I'll talk about what it should look like in just a second, but either bring something with them. Maybe take a quick pit stop at the Circle K and grab some chocolate milk, or maybe it's that they're going home and mom or dad has a meal waiting for them when they get home. As long as it's within 30 minutes, we're pretty good. I would say an hour is our absolute max. If we're going longer than an hour, then we are missing that window, but 30 minutes is ideal. So we can kind of think of it in the sense of having our meal around this. I know that one thing for gymnasts is that oftentimes we don't want to add just a ton of extra calories to your day. So I'm sitting here saying, well, we need a pre-workout snack. We may need a snack during our workout. Now we need something afterwards. Well, with all that, we've just added 500-600 calories to a kid that maybe doesn't need that much. So that's why I do say planning maybe dinner around this practice as being your post-workout nutrition. Or maybe you have an athlete that you really are trying to help build muscle and maybe gain a little bit, then definitely throw in a shake at this point, throw in a certain snack, and then they still have their dinner later. So hopefully you grasp that concept, but let's talk a little bit about what does that look like. So we know that it's important now, but what should we have at that point? So what you generally want is a moderate amount of carbs and a moderate amount of protein. We want both of those. You can see in that third bullet point down, we generally want between a 4 to 2 to 1 ratio between carbohydrates to protein. So that's ideal. It's something that I like to happen. I don't completely stress over that, and make sure that your meal that you're cooking is at least 2 to 1 ratio of carbs to protein. I mean, that would be nice if you know that stuff, great. But I wouldn't stress over it. The main thing is that we need some sort of carbs and we need some kind of protein after that workout. So here are a few examples. Just a simple low-fat chocolate milk. I know that Costco makes a Kirkland's brand, simple, easy to grab little plastic carton. You can see here on the screen the Kirkland's organic chocolate reduced fat milk. So having something like this can be really easy. They're shelf stable, so they don't have to be refrigerated. You could throw it in your kid's backpack as when they go to school or something, or have it in their gym bag. So that could be an option. Rock and Refuel, the picture that you see to the left of this slide, that is a basically it's a chocolate milk with a scoop of whey protein. So we get a little bit more protein than we do if it was just regular chocolate milk. I love this product. It tastes really great. I can get a lot of kids to drink it because it tastes like a chocolate milkshake. And you can actually find that in your dairy section of your grocery store. Other things could be as simple as a bowl of cereal. We have some kind of high protein cereal in there, and all cereals are generally high in carbs, so that's normally not an issue. But finding one that's high in protein. So this is just a simple tip for recovery nutrition, but also in general. I'll show you a food label here of a cereal box. That one thing when I'm looking for a cereal, and this again can be just for your breakfast option, that you generally want around 5 grams of protein and 3 grams of fiber. And with that little tip, you're going to get a good high quality whole grain cereal that's going to bring something to the table. So something as simple as, I mean, a lot of the kids love the Fruit Loops or chocolate Cocoa Crisps or something to that effect. If you look at that label, we're not getting any protein and we're not getting any fiber generally. It may be 1 or 2 grams, but so that's something just to consider. 5 grams of protein and 3 grams of fiber. So I have a few cereals here for you to look at. And also Frosted Mini Wheats falls into that category. Most kids really like that cereal as well. So it could be something simple as that for recovery nutrition. A turkey sandwich. You run across the street to Subway, or you bring one with you. A smoothie with a little bit of whey protein in there. Pasta with chicken. Pizza can even be an okay recovery meal as long as we limit the, I always say light cheese, so half the amount of cheese, and we don't want the high fatty pepperoni or hamburger at this time. That delays recovery. So those are a few food ideas and some drink ideas. And then also we just want to replace fluid loss. Again, if they're a really heavy sweater, we need to replace the hydration portion, and that in turn will also help increase recovery and performance. So our last topic here before we end this session is just kind of discussing dietary challenges. And I know that this is something that I've talked to several coaches on, that they struggle with their athletes in this area. You kind of have two sides of the coin. You have either under eating or overeating. So I am on the next slide, dietary changes. So you may have athletes that are overeating, and maybe we do have to watch their weight, watch their physique. And so being able to pay attention to pre and post nutrition is still a very important topic, that we are fueling them for that workout, which is very important. So we want them to perform. We want them to get better as a gymnast. So we want to pay attention to that pre and post nutrition, not an area where we want to skimp. Later in your day, that's when our meal sizes can maybe decrease, or maybe it's earlier in the day, but not around our workouts. Those are our key times to fuel. So you may have people that undereat. This is an area that I do see fairly frequently in gymnasts that do have a fear of gaining weight. They don't want to eat too much, but yet at the same time they're compromising their workouts, and they can be compromising their health, their bone health. Maybe they're going to be more prone to injuries because of that. So we definitely want to make sure that they are not under eating, and that can as I list in this bullet point, it can compromise muscle, it can compromise energy levels for sure, mood, sleep. That's a big one. I do have a few athletes who have told me that once they started eating better and learning how to fuel their body with enough food, that they are sleeping better. And that's a vital time for an athlete when it comes to recovery. So an important topic there. And then also just for overall health. So whether it's overeating or undereating, we really want to get those sides of the coin balanced out. And so it's important just to find that balance between health and performance. So we've covered a lot of topics here in a fairly short period of time, and hopefully that you've sharpened up on a few things that you maybe already knew about from carbs and protein, and then maybe learned a few new things about the importance of fueling an athlete pre and post workout. So thanks for hanging in there and listening, and eat well, feel well. That's an easy, simple motto that I have. Hope that you can take this out to your athletes, and best of luck.